Inspire Day at the Borlaug Farm, always a magical time. And this year no different, even more magical because the weather was absolutely phenomenal. The best weather they have ever had for Inspire Day. And speaking of being inspired, Tom Sindler there, you see him in the front of the classroom. We'll be hearing from Tom as he teaches. He is a wonderful teacher. And this report being brought to you by Cleat Kashutka Farm Equipment in Prodovan. Besides Mr. Sindler, we'll have also on this report Jack Thomson from the house that Norman Borlaug and his sisters grew up in. Plus, we'll hear from Associate Professor Mike Retallick from Iowa State University. Right now, let's go into the classroom.
By the time he was born and when he died, 5 billion more people to feed. That's a lot of people, isn't it? Yep. That's what he was faced with. He says, how are we going to feed everybody? But we're not done yet. By the time you get to be in your late 40s, maybe you're even going to have a grandkid by then, the year 2050 is going to come up. That's in 35 or 38 years. You'll be, what, 50 years old or so. Now I had to change this because they've revised it. Can you see that? Yep. Over 9 billion people are going to live on this earth. That's a lot of mouths to feed. Look at that. There's 6.6 million when he died 3 years ago. How are we going to feed everybody? That's the big problem that Dr. Borlaug worked the rest of his life on until he was in his 90s, because he was not going to sit back and let starving people die. He was going to work to his very end. Now, I said before, 900 million people are not getting enough food to eat. So thank you very much. You stay right here. All right? Thanks for holding those up. Your arms got to be so tired. Oh, I hope you get to eat soon. Go ahead and have a seat. Now we got this one girl right here. She's got one last thing to look at, and I want you to hold that up high. Okay, what's the top number? Somebody read that.
25,000.
25,000, and the bottom number? 16,000. This represents, the top number represents how many people on earth die every day of starvation. Die because they have not gotten anything to eat for probably a month. Can you go without lunch? You probably could. Can you go days and days and days without eating? The bottom number, 16,000, is how many children die every day in this world of starvation. Many of them in those African countries that are not getting enough food to eat. And that's what Dr. Borlaug dedicated his life to this. He says, I cannot stand by and watch a kid die of starvation if I can do anything about it.
Norm was born in 1914, and by 1920, he and his two sisters and the parents, that would go ahead to be 5 people, were living in the attic of his grandfather. And that was this building at the other end of the trail, the house there. And so it was getting crowded. So Norm's father took out their life savings that were in the bank in Crisco and spent $1,000 to Sears Roebuck. You know, Sears Roebuck, you know, is a catalog company. And so this house came like a catalog house would be.
Mike Retallick from Iowa State University here for the Inspire Day, and of course Norman Borlaug was all about education, and that's what this is.
Absolutely, it's a great day.
Yes, it is, and this is your first trip to the farm. Now what is kind of caught your attention here today so far?
You know, this is a great opportunity to see the boyhood farm of Norman, and having been involved in the World Food Prize, I've gotten to see, you know, the international impact that Dr. Borlaug has had, and now to come, it kind of brings it full circle for me to come to the boyhood farm and see where he grew up and where he got his roots, and participate in this event. It's a terrific opportunity for these students.
Well, yes, and you're with a little younger student today than you are used to as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. But this is a great age for them to learn and get actively involved in and learning a little bit about agriculture.
And everybody's always says out here, you know, we're trying to
have the next Norman Borlaug, and maybe he's out here in the group, or she.
Absolutely. We'll get a chance to inspire those students.
The Kinsey 3600 twin line planter combines toughness and versatility with added productivity. Now available with air seed delivery, you'll spend less time filling and more time planting. The hydraulic weight transfer mechanism keeps the wings from rising out of the ground to deliver the precision you've been looking for. That's Think and Rose technology, only from Kinsey. Rose, it's all we think about. Get your Kinsey planter from Cleat Kashutka Farm Equipment in Protivit.